It's not too often that I make book reviews on YouTube. I tend to just be one of those stalkers who watches everyone else's videos. But I needed to make a video on this one because it is the most graphic, disturbing, horrific book that I have ever read. It's called Escape from Camp 14, and prior to last night, I had no idea what was going on in North Korea other than that they keep threatening to have missiles and that it's not a safe place to be at all. And I guess I didn't know very much at all about North Korea. I had no idea that in 2013 that we still have concentration camps that, in my opinion, are worse than any of the concentration camps in the Holocaust. And I don't mean to say that, the Holocaust was equally horrific, but I just think that what North Korea is doing right now is sick. This story tells about a boy named Shin who lived in the camps. He escaped, and he's basically telling this reporter what his life was like in the camps. He was born and raised in the camps. People who were caught from the outside world and brought into the camps were kept separate from the people born and raised there, so he never knew anything of the outside world at all. He had seen one book in his entire life, and it was a Korean grammar book. He lived with his mom, dad, and brother. However, it was not a family unit at all. In fact, really, his dad wasn't there very often. There were certain dates when his dad was allowed to be there with the family and was ordered to have relations with his mother. But other than that, it was mainly just him, his brother, and his mom living at home, but it was not a family relationship at all. The people in this camp were so brainwashed, they basically had no morals. In fact, they were really encouraged to tattle on everything they saw. It was kind of every man for himself, survival mode at every second. He steals food from his mom and describes how much he hates his mom, which is awful. And he ends up actually turning his mom and brother in for a plan to escape, and it ends up causing them to be executed, which he watched without feeling a thing. He was angry at them, but he didn't feel any remorse for turning them in or any feelings of sadness that they died. So basically, just some of the things that went on in the camp were so awful, and I had no idea about them prior to reading this book. It talks about how so many people in the camps were actually experiencing special needs due to either the abuse that they suffered, the lack of nourishment, a variety of factors. They're constantly beaten and hurt, and so there's a lot of special needs in the camp just because of all those factors. And when he escaped, he's actually escaped right now, he talks about how he is becoming human because he was so brainwashed at the camp. And it's not even, it happened from his birth, so I don't even know if that's like brainwashed from birth. He knows nothing else. And so for him to come into a world now where he needs to become human and build relationships with people and feel things and laugh and cry, and it's hard for him. He has so much mental health help right now just to try and survive in 2013 in the regular world. I guess I was just blown away by this book because I had no idea prior to last night what was going on in North Korea, and I just wanted to make a video to beg you guys, if you have not read this book yet, please, please, please do, because maybe not everyone was as ignorant as I was before I read this book, but it's a great read nonetheless. Make sure you read it on an empty stomach because it's extremely graphic, it's extremely sad, so be in the right mood to read this book, but I still think everyone should read it.